And we are live on YouTube. How's it going, guys? My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jared Bear. Today's date is Sunday, July 5th, 2026. It is the day after America 250. Hope you've all had a wonderful and safe holiday weekend so far. My week was pretty good, actually. Well, it was hot. This past week was really hot. But other than that, we survived it. We're doing pretty good. Joining me off camera, shirtless this week, is my dad. And Amy, she's out at the kitchen table. And did you enjoy the 4th? I did. And we're going to get to that here in just a second. So I hope you've all been doing well. First off, my 4th of July was pretty good. We went to McCurdy Park in Corunna last night. Now, we weren't going to go to McCurdy Park because, I figured the traffic was going to be a nightmare. And so I told Dad and Amy, I said, how about we just watch it at, like Meijer, the parking lot of the grocery store. If the fireworks go up high enough, we can see them over the trees. But then Amy mentioned something about, well, it's kind of been tradition for me to go since I was a kid. So I got to thinking, well, who am I to stand in the middle of tradition? So that's when we went to McCurdy Park anyway. So, and it was fun. It was just the three of us. We didn't have anybody with us, not this year, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we actually did have a pretty good spot. We were standing on, there's a walk bridge at McCurdy Park, and it crosses over the Shiawassee River, and it was raining. And we thought for sure they were going to cancel the fireworks displays because of the rain. And as it turns out, they didn't start shooting off the fireworks until about 10 after 10, which is pretty late for a fireworks display, but they started them. It was a great show. The grand finale was really good. We had a good time. We started out sitting at a picnic table, but we knew that, or maybe intuitively we thought that after the show ended, everybody was going to bum rush to get out of there so they didn't get stuck in traffic. Well, this year it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. We got out. It took about 5-10 minutes. Michigan State Police. Oh, this shirt is dirty. Oh well. Michigan State Police were directing traffic, and they were doing a good job at that. And so it was a great time. Now that's going to be a distraction for me. I didn't realize my shirt was. Oh well, it don't matter. It's just a shirt. Hello, Politics PD. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great 4th. But yeah, it was a great time. We sat at a picnic table, and then we decided, you know what? We should go stand on the walk bridge, because when the grand finale is done, we should just get the hell out of here. Like get out as quickly as we can. And yes, I'm wearing a South Park shirt for those of you who might be South Park fans. I've actually had the shirt since the 90s. What's that? No, we never did find out who killed Kenny. If you're a fan of South Park, you know the reference. So yeah, we never found out who killed Kenny, because he dies and he always comes back. But it was one of my favorite cartoons growing up in the 90s. Inappropriate cartoon, but one of my favorites nonetheless. And a lot of parents cautioned against it. They wouldn't let their kids watch it. I watched it. It was funny. But I would never get away with watching it here at home. I would watch it at my uncle's house with my cousins. So I got away with it, a little bit. But yeah, so it was a fun week, fun night last night, but it was just a hot week. It was really hot. What's that? Yeah, I started getting migraine headaches, and it's not something I, would get before. But recently I started to get them. I think it's because of the heat. You get migraine headaches from heat. So, and I have, my sinuses act up quite a bit as well. So that, all that contributing together leads to migraine issues. But I'm feeling pretty good today. I decided to wear my festive Uncle Sam hat to commemorate this 4th of July edition of the Sunday Video Update. Tonight is going to be a 4th of July edition of the Fox Sunday Flashback with my buddy Dan Richards. 810-230-9777. That is the number to call to place your request. I put a link in the chat so that way you guys can listen tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So it's currently 5 after 3 here on the East Coast. I don't know what time it is where you are. You guys will have to figure that out, how many hours ahead or behind that you are from me. And if you want to listen, if you like classic rock, classic country, or Southern rock, this is the show for you. My buddy Dan Richards takes requests, 810-230-9777, or you can email the Fox, or you can email Dan rather, flashback@classicfox.com, or you can message the official Fox Sunday Flashback Facebook page, and he will get your song on the air tonight. So that is the Fox Sunday Flashback, and tonight is going to be a patriotic edition. It will be a 4th of July edition of the Fox Sunday Flashback. Going to be a great show. At the end of the show, Dan mentions his associate producer, Jared. That would be me. And because I helped Dan with a lot of the songs. So be sure to tune in tonight and enjoy the show. Listen to some great music. So we've got 2 comments from Chewing Off My Toenail. Just 2. Actually, make that 3. I think he left one last comment before I went live. He seems to know when I'm going to go live. But anyway, he says, last night my toenails were afraid of all the loud booms from the fireworks until I gave them a pair of noise-canceling headphones. Then they came out from under the bed to watch them. Last night, one of my toenails stuck a bottle rocket inside of a hot dog and it exploded with delicious taste. And then, last but not least, he says, have a great show. Well, thank you, Toenail, for your 2 comments of humor. I appreciate that. That boy, Alex, engineer, politics PD, thank you for stopping by. So the big story this past week, of course, the heat. And it was really hot. Like, it was a dense, thick, heavy air mass. And at nighttime, because I can't sleep when it's really hot and sticky because it gets worse in the house. It's like a sauna in this house because we don't have central air. We don't have air conditioning. So it gets really bad in here during the summer, and the fans, they just blow around the hot air. But when I was awake at 3 o'clock in the morning last week, and I'd look up at the moon and you could see the haze and the humidity in the air. You could just see it. It was there. And it's like, wow, that would explain it, why it's really hot and sticky and humid in the house, because there was hardly any relief at night. So, yeah, we got through it, and today is actually a lot better. I've got my window open. We've got fans going. I don't know if you guys can hear the noise of the fans in the background, but we have fans going. The living room window is opened, and we're staying cool. We're doing a lot better today. Next week, programming note, next week, I will not have a Sunday video update because I have a family reunion to go to. And this coming Saturday, I will be attending an open house for a very good friend of mine. I was invited. Well, actually, we were all invited, but I'll probably be the only one going to that because I'm actually the only one who I talk to him more, I guess. And Dad's appointment is not until next week, the 17th in Saginaw, to have that tumor removed, which I don't know, Dad, what are your feelings on that? Are you afraid? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Yeah. Yeah, it'll be painful afterwards because the anesthetic will wear off. And but with this procedure, you'll be asleep and Dr. Jensen is really confident that he's going to get all of it removed. So, and I'm going to go with Dr. Jensen. I'm going to go by his expertise. Yeah, 85% effective. Now, when you say 85%, Dad, you got to clarify to people when you tell them, you got to be specific. It's not 85% life expect, like the chances of survival. It's 85% effective that the surgery will work, which that's a pretty good number. It's only 15% shy of 100. So, I mean, that's really good. That's way over half. So, when you tell people that, you have to make sure you clarify, you have to specify that it's not life or death, it's 85% effective. And Dad hasn't been smoking. He has not had a cigarette in over a month, and I'm proud of him. He quit smoking, according to him. You heard it yourself if you can hear. Yeah, he eats a lot. Whenever he gets a craving for a cigarette, he'll chew on hard candy, or he'll get something to eat. And it wouldn't hurt you to put a little bit of meat on your bones, but yeah, everything's going to be fine. I'm very confident, very hopeful. So next Sunday, I will be at a family reunion out in Millington, so I will not be here for a Sunday video update. So the following Sunday, the 19th, I will be back. And this Saturday, I will be at an open house. So my weekend, this coming weekend for me, will be book solid. I will hardly have any time to do anything else. My birthday is coming up on Wednesday, so this is going to be the very last Sunday video update while in my 30s, because I will be turning 40 on Wednesday. And I don't know. It's weird to say that I'm going to be 40, considering all I've been through and everything I've survived, and things that I never thought I would get through, and I did. And I'm very happy. I'm very lucky. I'm very thankful to still be here. And I've noticed the older you get, your patience for bullshit thins by the wayside. It gets really, really super thin. And I'm feeling it, and I'm noticing it. And but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here to see 40. And I thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. And I'm still raising awareness to childhood cancer. So that's always going to be a thing. That's always going to be a mainstay. Now, speaking of childhood cancer, I had actually spoken with the person that I called out in a recent daily rant, Elizabeth Comfort Deaver. I messaged her again, and I asked her a very important question, which is, what would convince you that I am the horrible person that people on Facebook has made me out to be? No response. Now, I understand that this is a busy weekend, and so she probably hasn't checked her emails, but rest assured she is watching this. But that is the response that I'm waiting for, is what would convince you that I am this horrible, evil person? And so I'm still waiting to hear back from her on that. I may never hear back from her on that. Maybe because it's a question she can't answer, honestly. But that's going to depend on her. That's not up to me. That's up to her. Whether she answers honestly is up to her. But if she can't answer honestly, then I would recommend she didn't answer at all. So it's whatever. I'm not gonna wait around for her to reply. But I mean, it is kind of weird to me that you can call someone a creep or a predator and not follow it up with any kind of evidence, but it's whatever. And that's typically the response I get, is no response at all. So I'm okay with that too, because if I catch them in something, they know they can't honestly answer it. So there's that. And I think it could, a lot of it could be she might be afraid of public, well, Jared's gonna, I don't want Jared saying anything publicly, if I admit that I was wrong. Well, if you admit you were wrong, I would probably have a lot more respect for you if you would admit you were wrong and say, hey, it was wrong for me to say this. It was wrong for me to do this. I apologize. I own up to it. We don't have to necessarily be friends, but let's just not fight anymore. Let's move on. Let's, bury the hatchet and just go our own separate ways. I would have more respect for her if she did that, but she hasn't done it. And again, it's all on her. It's not up to me. It's up to her. And that goes for anybody else listening to this who's ever had something negative or nasty about me to say. So this hat is really tight on my head. I don't know. Maybe I do have a big head. I don't know. Or maybe the hat is too small. I think I got a fat head, which would be the fat shaming. How dare you? It would probably be the funnier response to say I have a fat head, although I'm not here to fat shame anybody. But I'll fat shame myself. I mean, I did put some weight on, but it's a little, it's a little tight on the head here. Might have to put like a soft cushion or something up there to make it where it doesn't hurt as much wearing this. But I had fun yesterday. I love McCurdy Park. I actually admit I love McCurdy Park because it's big and there's my head itches. It's big. Here, I'm not going to have it on tight. That's there. That's better. That's better. Doesn't even have to be on straight. I like McCurdy Park because it's big and there's usually fun stuff to do there. But then that was what I was getting to. The vendors, when they have events, the vendors are out fucking outrageous. Just between a large drink and a bucket of French fries, I paid $16. $16 for two things. And a lemonade. Yeah, $20 bill. See, I had my heart set on one of those. I wanted a quarter-pound cheeseburger with the fries. Oh, we run out of cheeseburgers. we run out of hamburger. We run out of this. We run out of that. How the hell can you already be out of stuff when you just started? And the fireworks haven't even gone off yet. It's like, wow, dude. It was actually a lower turnout too than in years past. But it was still fun. I didn't, it was just the three of us too. We didn't have anybody with us this year because I had actually, when I put it on Facebook, I said, we're going to go to Meijer. And if you guys want to watch the fireworks with us, you're more than welcome to join us. And, I'll probably have my hatch lifted up and I'm going to sit in the back of my car and watch the fireworks from there. Well, as it turned out, we went to McCurdy Park anyway, which is okay. I mean, it was fun. And we had a very good spot. We were on the walk bridge, and when you can see where they have the fire department, you can see where they have those bright red flares, and they just touch the wick, and then the fireworks shoot up, and there were kayakers underneath of the walk bridge too. Which I thought was pretty cool. There were drones flying around and all that cool shit. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. So I hope you all had a safe and happy 4th. And we were at Dollar General yesterday, and the worker there, the cashier, he says, it's a damn shame. I said, what's that? He says, you got to show ID just to buy Poppets. Those little white things that you throw and they snap, the snappers. You got to show ID for that now. You got to be 18 or older to buy them. And it's like this. See, this is what I'm talking about. Everything has changed and not for the better. And this is just one of the many ways that things have changed for the worse. Once upon a time, it didn't matter how old you were. You could go in, buy them, throw them at each other. Oh, well, the kids are hurting each other, throwing them at each other. Well, what's the difference? Grown adults throw them at each other. What's that? Yeah. 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 I mean, that's a good point. You're at 17, 18 years old. You're old enough to die for your country. You're old enough to shoot a fucking assault rifle, but you're not old enough to buy puppets? What? They both have gunpowder in them. One is actually lethal and can be lethal if used in a lethal manner. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's because this generation, and I hate to say it because I know there's a lot of young people watching this, or maybe teenagers. This is a pussy generation. This is a pussy generation. Once upon a time, like I said, we would buy them, the Poppets or anything. They weren't highly explosive. I mean, you would have to be a legal age to buy like the explosives. But we're talking about the little snapper things. You throw them and they snap. Well, too many kids are having injuries or taking each other's eyes out and blah, 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 blah. Okay, but there are other ways that kids can hurt each other and themselves without that. They're not outlawing any other toy or any other, what about sparklers? Those sparklers get hot. You can take an eye out with a sparkler. You can burn yourself easily with a sparkler, but you give them to children anyway. This generation has become a generation of pussies, weak ass people. I'm sorry, young people watching this, but that is the truth. I'm only saying this because I'm going to be 40 here on Wednesday, and I remember a time. Even I remember a time. I'm old enough to remember a time when people weren't so fucking pussified. We had fun. Nobody cared. Nobody complained. Oh, somebody's going to get hurt. Yeah, you know what? And when you're a kid, you learn about pain. What better time to learn about pain and getting hurt than when you're playing? That's how you learn about pain. You don't think that I didn't get scratched up and bruised and bled a little bit when I played rough with my cousins? I grew up with my cousins. We used to get in all kinds of mischief. Didn't stop us. The parents would always say, if you're not gushing blood, get the hell out of my sight. Go play. That's how it was. And nowadays, you so much as see a kid playing in a mud puddle, someone thinks that it requires a call to Child Protective Services because they're playing in a mud puddle. Get fucking real. Who didn't play in a mud puddle when they were kids? I did. We played in the river. We on days when it wasn't sunny, I go down, I play in the creek. I remember walking out in the woods with my cousin, and we came back soaked. Like our socks were drenched because we walked into the field after it rained, and there's a lot of standing water and mud and everything. We were soaked, but it was fun. It was fun. Yes, my mom got upset because, those are your school clothes, or oh well, I got other clothes. It's Nobody knows how to have fun anymore. You know, nobody knows how to have fun. And I'm sorry to Alex and I don't know how old Politics PD is in chat, but this generation is wimpy. This generation is fucking wimpy. And everybody's scared all the time. Everybody lives in fear. Everybody has this paranoia about life and the world around them. It was never like this before. Well, it's a different time now. Yes, it's a different time because we have social media. And again, I stand by what I say about parents who let their kids get on the electronic devices and then, oh, well, there was a predator on the internet. Listen. You knew that they were there. You were aware of this long before you gave your kid the device, long before your kids were born. You knew that those kinds of people lurk here on the internet. Does it make it right? No, absolutely not. But you know they're there. You know they're there. And what are you doing? Because you're too lazy to fucking be a parent. You hand your kid the electronic device, and one thing leads to another. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not making excuses for predators because they should be in trouble if they're going to be on here doing shit they shouldn't be doing. Excuse me. However, the parents also have to accept some responsibility. That's just the way that is. That's just the way it is. It's the way it goes. You know, I've managed to make it to 40, and I've never been married. I don't have kids. As a matter of fact, today marks one whole year that I've been single. So I was celebrating independence of a different sort last night. And I guess today I can still, you know, celebrate some independence by being single because it's fun. I enjoy it. So, oh, there's another address for a Cancer Warrior that I'm going to be writing to. Cool beans. Weird Al was in Grand Rapids last night. Cool stuff, man. But yeah, I never had kids. I made it to 40 years old. I've never been married. I don't have children. Currently single. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. But you know, there was a time, and there still is a small part of me that wishes I could have had had children, settle down, raise a family. But it's not just the idea of not being able to afford children. It's the fact that the quality of women nowadays, and I hate to say this, but it's true, the quality of women nowadays is shit. Garbage in the toilet. What do you mean until tomorrow? Hello, Harley. What do you mean until tomorrow? I don't know. Someone in chat said until tomorrow. Well, what about tomorrow? I'm not talking to any women. I'm not seeking anyone. I'm single. I am absolutely single. I don't have kids, I don't have alimony or child support payments that I gotta pay. None of that shit. I dodged that bullet because I see what these poor guys go through. They are just being run through the ringer in the court system because these women, they see men as meal tickets, and it's always the guy's fault. The women never take blame. It's always the men's fault. The court systems are stacked against men. I hate to say it. Here in America, anyway. I don't know about any other country, but I know here in America, the court systems are greatly stacked against us. And Doesn't matter if the women do wrong in the relationship, the man always has to pay for it. But not me. I'm not in any relationship. Again, like I said, I don't have kids, so I don't have any child support. Um, Never been married, so there's no alimony. I don't owe anything in alimony. Don't owe anything in child support or spousal support, as they call it. Um, I don't owe anything to anybody, just my bills. That's it. I just pay my bills, and the rest of the money is mine to do whatever I want, pretty much. And it's nice. It's nice to be able to just leave whenever I want and say, well, see you later. Adios. I was in Lansing last week, and I haven't been to Lansing in a while. I decided to go down to Lansing last week, and it was during the heat wave. It was during the heat wave. So I went to Lansing, and they got construction down there. It's terrible. I thought I was going to meet a buddy of mine sometime soon, but because the thing is, he's a journeyman. He's a lineman. He goes all over and restores power. Well, his daughter is a cancer survivor, and we've already met once. But he told me he was in Michigan, and I thought we were going to make plans to meet up somewhere, but I think he went back home already to spend the 4th with his wife and children, which is fine. Yeah, so last week was busy. We had some severe weather come through the southern states. There was actually a tornado warning for Ingham County near Lansing. There were no actual confirmed tornado touchdowns, but there was a lot of rotation indicated by Doppler radar. And I guess in the Upper Peninsula, there was a confirmed tornado up in a town called Trinity. Never been to Trinity, but they are famous for Trinity toast. They had a confirmed tornado. In the Upper Peninsula, they hardly ever get bad storms up there. They hardly ever get any severe weather. So anytime you hear about a tornado warning in the UP, it's almost rare that they get it. But nobody was hurt. Nobody was killed, which is a great thing. But I did read today. I read today that there was a suicide just right down the road on Hemlock Road. I don't know who it was. Don't know if it was a man or a woman. I don't know if they were sick. I don't know anything about them. I don't even know their name. They didn't even release the name. Excuse me. But it's always a shame when someone unalives themselves. It's always a shame. People like that, they hurt, and they think that no one can help them. They think that there's no one to talk to. They feel disenfranchised and discarded and left alone. It's really sad. It's really sad. And there was actually, in addition to, because this happened, I think just this morning or yesterday, the suicide down here, but there was a drowning at Campgrounds R Us in Owasso. I think the guy was in his 20s, just a young guy. And he had an 8-year-old son, which the 8-year-old son survived. But when you're out swimming at a lake, and I know this probably isn't the right time to be giving lectures, but when you are out on a lake, make sure your babies are wearing fucking life jackets. You have to wear life jackets. And even if you are trained to swim, make sure your kids have life jackets. Even if they know how to swim, make sure they wear a life jacket. Now, if you're in a canoe or a boat, it's the law. You have to wear life jackets. But I think even in a lake, What's that? Oh, yeah. One of the bystanders actually did swim out to save the child, but the 20-year-old died. He went down under, the current pulled him, and they were unable to revive him. In Michigan, I'm going to look this up real quick. In Michigan, is it law to wear life jackets while swimming in lakes? No, it is not law in Michigan to wear life jackets while swimming in the lake. State boating regulations apply to vessels and water sports, but there are no legal mandates requiring swimmers to wear personal flotation devices. Okay, so but yeah, considering that, this is an 8-year-old child, which I'm glad that he didn't drown. Thank goodness. But I don't know. I think that I would there'd be some kind of safety net. And yeah, I know I just gave a lecture on this generation being pussies or whatever, but it's always good to have extra precautions, just in case something like that happens. But I will say this generation is still a bunch of pussies. I'll say it without skipping a beat. Sorry, I haven't been on the live recently. I've had a few medical issues with me. I'm sorry to hear that, Harley. I hope you get better. But yeah. So I don't know, guys. It's really a shame when I'm glad the child survived, but the dad didn't make it. He was only 20. Yep. 4th of July. The weekend, it'd be before the 4th of July. Yeah. Yep. But moving on, I tell you, this hour goes by so quickly. So quickly. My niece stopped by this week with her 2 kids. I guess they were going swimming out at the beach, out at Reed Park. It was nice to see them for a few minutes, but it was so hot in here that. Oh, and it shows she did come over to check on you. Well, I mean, if there was something really major, big time, serious going on, people would know. And I'm not saying that having a cancerous tumor in your bladder isn't major, but I'm saying it's not like imminent life-threatening situation like grandpa is, on a gurney right now and he's only got 24 hours. No, it's nothing like that. No. Nothing like that. Yeah, why not? I would run through town naked. Sure. If I knew I was going to die tomorrow, yeah, why not? Put me in jail. Put me in prison. I'm going to die anyway, so do what you got to do. Yep, I tell you to fuck off and leave me alone. Let me run to and fro through downtown I go. Yeah, be like Lady Godiva. Ride a horse through town naked. But someone's going to listen to this, they're going to clip it, and they're going to say, see, Jared is okay with public nudity. Someone's going to make a big deal about that now. Yeah, shut the fuck up. No one's saying anything that it's okay to be naked in public. Nobody said that at all. We're just joking anyway. So, you know how people are. They will take anything and everything and twist it. They will twist it to make it sound like you said something you didn't. That's fine. People have nothing better to do with their time. It's obvious. They make it known. We're talking though in hypotheticals. Like if I knew I was going to die tomorrow, fuck yeah, I'm going to raise hell. I'm going to raise hell. I'm going to have the time of my life. But, you know, I think I would throw caution to the wind. I'd say, fuck it. If I knew I had 24 hours, man. Yep. Fuck you. That's what I would say. What's that? Yeah, you're such a fucking disgusting looking whatever. I mean, you're just yeah. I tell a lot of people what I thought, for sure. I would take the filter off. I would just have zero fucks to give. But you know what would be the shit? Is if you actually didn't die in 24 hours. And now you did all these things and said all these things. Yeah, it's been on, but you're still going to go to prison if you run through town naked. Then you have to register as a sex offender. That wouldn't be any good. There goes your life. But yeah, it's speaking hypothetically. Yeah, I think I would throw caution to the wind if I knew that I had so much time left. It's like, whatever. I'll tell you what I think. I should anyway. I mean, I kind of do that anyway. I tell people what I think, and if they don't like it, too fucking bad. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I agree. No disagreements from me, Pop. But it's just one of those things, you know. They say life is what you make of it, but I don't think it's always what you make of it. Life isn't always what you make of it. Sometimes you get put into some serious situations that, you know, you just can't get out of.
Life could be like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, like Forrest Gump.
Yep.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
You get it.
So,
Yep.
so Harley, are you still in chat? Because there's one person watching. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Oh, thank you. Nice glass of Pepsi. Oh, that is the spot. So, what's happening today? Well, today I am going to be listening to the Fox Sunday Flashback, and then let's see, probably be adding more music to my collection. I'm going to be printing off a couple of letters to some Cancer Warriors, and those will be sent out tomorrow because mail didn't run yesterday. Being the 4th of July, it's a federal holiday, so we didn't get any mail. So, I don't know. I might just hang out here at the house for the rest of the evening. It's already going on 4 o'clock. But again, as a reminder, I won't be here next week, but I will be here on the 19th. I will be back in 2 weeks to do a new Sunday video update. Family reunion next week. This Saturday, I will be at an open house. I got the envelope right here. And the open house will be at the Corunna VFW post, right in Corunna. Yep. Got the contact information. Huh? That was on Owasso. That was at the I think it was a VFW. Yeah. That was on Chipman. This one's in Corunna on South Shiawassee Street. VFW post 4005, and it'll be from 2 until 5 at the Corunna. Yep, Corunna VFW post 4005, 416 South Shiawassee Street, Corunna. Please RSVP by July 1st, which they already know I'm going to be there because I actually saw the grandmother of the person who's having an open house. We saw her at Walmart last week, and I told her I'd be there. So she knows I'll be there. So, oh yeah, she'll talk your arm up. But I think, well, you know, she's I think she's like 75. Huh? No, they did a procedure. That's why she had the bruising on her arm, because, you know, it's Memorial Healthcare in Owasso, and they wouldn't know how to do an IV on a fucking porcupine. And that's what happens when you have people who are underqualified being paid good money. Something I witnessed last week when I was down in Lansing, and I told Dad about this. I had driven past the main Michigan State Police Academy. It's at the corner. You can see it from I-96. It's on Lansing Road. And as I was driving down 96, I was headed east back into the Lansing city limits. And I saw a patrol car, a cruiser, that had their gumball beacon on. They were driving really fast through a big puddle of water. Splash, you know, and I thought it was cool. It's like, holy shit, that's cool, you know. It's cool to watch them when they're in training, because it's the police academy for the Michigan State Police, and it's fun to watch them when they're in training. It's not so fun when they come up behind you with the gumball on. That's not that's never fun. I've been pulled over by state police a couple times, but you know, they let me go with a warning. Oh, something else I did last week, I got my car updated. I got my tabs renewed on my car. I had to go to the Secretary of State, sent me back $142. But I got it all updated. I got my car, I got all my shit legal, up to date, and I can still drive and go anywhere I want to go. What? Huh? What? Oh, we were at VG's. Dad and I stopped at VG's, Van Gilder's. It's on M52, just outside of Owasso, city limits, that is. And there's just a bunch of young people working there. Look like they're just fresh out of high school. And Dad's like, doesn't anyone know how to smile around here? You guys are you just act so uptight. Like, loosen up. You're in a grocery store. And then another young guy walks up, and Dad says, you work here, don't you? And he says, yep. And he says, now see, you know how to smile. And he says, yes, sir, I do. And he smiled. And the rest of, and then before we walked out, I don't know if you noticed this, but before we walked out, her smile was forced. Have a nice day. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's like, why is everybody so uptight? Like, just get over yourself. Nobody smiles. Nobody's happy. Everybody's pissed, angry, frustrated. Just chill. Just relax. Enjoy life. I mean, I know the world isn't getting any better, but I mean, a smile always makes. Yeah, you chose that job. I mean, you don't like it, but you chose it. I don't know. People are just uptight and pissed about everything all the time. It's like the sunshine pisses them off. There's clouds, fuck you, clouds. The sun's shining, fuck you, sun. It's always something. I I wish I knew the answer to that. I wish I had the solution to that problem. Some people are just arrogant and ignorant and cocky and rude, and I don't know why people are so rude and just nasty. I don't get it. But if I had to guess, I would say that it's the new epidemic, rudeness. People who are just arrogant and ignorant and cocky and so it's I think it's a pandemic that's been going on for quite a long time. Epidemic, pandemic, whatever. It's a demic. It's a demic of some kind, and it's not good. Well, like everybody talks about the male loneliness epidemic. Well, what about the snooty, cocky, ignorant, bitchy epidemic? Everybody just, I don't know. People aren't friendly anymore. Nobody smiles. You'd be hard pressed to get a compliment from somebody. Nobody's friendly. Nobody's willing to have a conversation with you. Nobody cares about being civil. Just nobody cares anymore. And that's sad. Except for what? Oh, yeah. Probably one of the only decent ones out of the whole bunch. I don't know. I feel like I'm I feel like I'm up against. I mean, I don't want to make it sound personal, but it seems personal. Like I feel like I'm up against the world some days. Because it's like, it's one thing to be a fool, but it's another thing to show it shamelessly. And when you try to be, when you should be corrected on something, you should be open to being wrong and modifying your belief or thinking you knew something and say, okay, I didn't know that. 1 second. But it's like, you know what? You have to be open to being corrected. And being wrong doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you were not right. You should be open to that. It's okay to be wrong. You got to have room for ignorance at some point because that leaves plenty of room to learn. But protecting your ignorance, opposite of evidence, makes you just look stupid. But in any event, I don't know. There was excuse me. This young guy that we knew. Stupid sinuses are draining again. There was this young man we knew. His name was Brandon. He was killed in a car accident last week in Saginaw. And he was a tattoo artist. He went by the name Kevin Gotti. And I knew him since he was a little kid. I knew the girl that he had. I know the girl, actually, that he has 5 children with. He leaves behind 5 children. I knew Brandon's grandparents, whom of which are both gone. I knew his Aunt Tara. I knew his Aunt Angie. Tara's gone. Angie is the only one alive, I think. And Brandon's brother, Colton. But his life was taken tragically. Brandon's life was taken tragically in Saginaw in a car accident last week. And now I don't know who watches this. I don't keep tabs on people who watch, but I will just say that my love and condolences go out to the mother of Brandon's 5 children, whom of which I know who she is. It's really a shame that things happen. He was in the back seat of a car, and the driver, by what I understand, the driver, because where the accident happened in Saginaw at the corner of M13 and Gallagher, that's a very sharp curve right there. You cannot go fast around that curve. It's a very sharp curve, and there's a light right there at the corner. Well, you can't see that light until you get around the corner, because there is a building right there that obstructs the view of the light. You can't see that light until you get around the corner. Now, what happened, by what I understand, is they came around the curve really fast. Now, Brandon was in the back seat. He wasn't driving, but the driver, which was a young girl, had come around that curve really quick, and they took out a utility pole. And by what I understand, the car had burst into flames. I'm sure someone's going to bitch at me for getting something wrong, and I'm open to being corrected, of course. But Brandon was only 29, and he leaves behind 5 kids, like I said, and the mother of his children, she's not doing well. But my love and condolences are with Brandon's family. It's a shame. It's a shame. He died in somebody else's hands is what happened. He died in somebody else's hand. This is very sad. I hope his 5 children will be okay. I hope his family are okay. I hope the mother will get better. Yeah, me too. Me too, Harley. Like I said, I remember Brandon when he was a kid. He used to go fishing with his grandpa, and it's just a shame.
I heard directly from his girlfriend that the girl that was driving
Yeah.
was intoxicated with alcohol.
Oh, so she was intoxicated. Well,
And didn't give a fuck and decided to pull and it all went up in flames. And
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's
that
all from his girlfriend.
from his girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I believe her over everybody else.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it's even going around saying that they were intoxicated on methamphetamines. And,
saying all kinds of stuff that's not founded with evidence.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that, toxicology came out.
yeah.
I'm sure it did by now, I would think. But Brandon was only 29. I mean, that's very young. And I knew him. I mean, I got along with him. He was a smart ass. Yeah, he was, but I got along with him. He never gave me any problems. But yeah, it's too bad. But I don't want to end this Sunday video on a sad note. I got lots to do this week. I'm turning 40 on Wednesday. It was the last full week of me being in my 30s. This is the last Sunday video of me being in my 30s. In 2 weeks, I will come back and I'll be 40. I'll be a new age. I'll be officially in my 40s as of 3:01 p.m. on Wednesday, July 8th. I was born in Owasso, Michigan, to Wayne and Ramon Fuller. I was 9 pounds, 13 ounces, 22 inches long. Yeah, that's all there is to that. And I'm going to be making my 40th trip around the sun. Thank you, Harley. Thank you very much for the early birthday wishes. So I was actually born 210 years and 4 days after America declared its independence from British rule. I did the math, you know. What's that? Yeah. And here's the funny thing about my 40th birthday. I have an eye doctor appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's like happy birthday to me. Are you all trying to tell me I'm getting old because I'm gonna be 40? And are you trying to tell me my eyes are getting bad? Like I can still drive places, but I'll be okay. They just and I asked them, I said, now will there be cake and ice cream and balloons ready for me when I come in for my appointment? She says, I don't think we're gonna go quite that far. And it's like, I can't do nothing at the eye doctor. But thank you all so much for the early birthday wishes. It's past 4 o'clock here. I got stuff to do. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th. Dad, anything you want to add before we go? Stay safe and keep cool. Amy, how about you? I think she said be safe. I can't hear her. Peace out. I cannot hear her from way back at the back of the house. But anyway, guys, I'm out. I love y'all. Be good to each other. Special thanks to Chewing Off My Toenail, That Boy Alex, Engineer, Politics Petey, and Harley Sawyer for all coming in and making this almost 40-year-old man a happy motherfucker. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Until then, be good and take care of each other. And I'll see you then. Take care now.